Touchdown! Touchdown!
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Go, 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 go. The Bills make me wanna. The Bills make me wanna. Just watch it happen now. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Go, 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 go.
Pizza, pizza.
The Bills make me wanna.
God damn it, I love that song. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We here. It's G-Show, Blindsided Sports covering the Buffalo Bills. It's game week, baby. We got the Giants this week. I'm pumped up for so many reasons. Let's get into it here. Ross, what's going on, man? Bills Mafia, let's go. Elijah, Bills versus Saquon. That's right. That's all it is here. There's a little bit of Eli action. Let's not overlook things right off the bat. I know Bills Mafia. I know the Blindsided Squad. I know how you guys work. This is a game we look past. Everybody's expected to win, but we're still the fucking Bills, okay? We cannot look past this game. We can't. Enrique, Shivas, on Facebook. Let's go. Mike Grzelowski, we in it. Let's go. Blindsided Sports in this bitch. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, first, guys. First thing I want to start with, okay? Before we dive into this game, we're going to go deep in the waters here. We're talking injuries. We're talking matchups. We're talking what the Bills looked like last week, what the Giants looked like last week, some of their stats, some of their formations, some of their stats. We're going to dive deep in tonight. But before we do that, I want to say thank you to the Blindsided Squad. I know there's going to be some new people. Every time we do one of these shows, we get a bunch of new people to join the Blindsided Squad. But you guys that started out with me, and you new guys, I'm getting comments all the time, constantly, saying, "Hey, look, I get lit, I get ecstatic when you guys shoot me a message or a comment or anything like that, saying, hey, man, you're killing it." I had a bunch of guys message me after the last show saying, I watch a lot of the Bills shows. You're my favorite guy, blah blah blah, dude. You guys have no idea how much that means to me. I appreciate it, honestly, absolutely. Means the world to me. So all the positive feedback in the world, I appreciate all of it. Love you guys. David Reed, what's going on, man? Let's go. We got Giants Bills. William Dunson, we in it. Here we go. Let's start with this injury report here, okay? I got it here. I don't type this shit up. We don't dive in. We don't look this. We don't type it all up. We're not formal. We're not like these fucking formal shows that get. We dive in. Okay. Bills injury report. Couple things. Taron Johnson out. This is devastating. This is devastating. Shivas, what's going on, man? Giants offense looks good. Also, Saquon, when he run it looked great. Yes, it does. Brian Wilmot, 1991. Whew, what about it? 1991. That's Giants-Bills Super Bowl game. Also, when your boy was born. 91. July 5th, 91. Wow. 28 years old. Okay. So my first memory as a Bills fan was the Music City Miracle. And here I am. 20 years later, doing shows, getting lit, still a diehard fan. For what? It's been a miserable 20 years. Elijah Wall, are we bringing up Munnerlyn? I don't think so. I think they like what they have with Saran Neal. Shivas Wallace was practicing today per Twitter. Yes, he was. Levi Wallace is good to go. Should be good to go. So, out. Taron Johnson with a hamstring. Not good, guys. That's not good, okay? He's a guy he has a pretty extensive injury past here. Last year with the shoulder, and now this year, week 1, he's going down with a hamstring. It's not good. We need Taron Johnson to be on the field. Yeah, he had an up-and-down game last week, but he's a consistently good slot corner in the NFL, and he knows our system, right? And Saran Neal didn't look so good. So we need Taron Johnson on the field. The fact that he's out, not good. Another big one. This is another big injury. These aren't depth guys that we're missing. These are big injuries. Andre Roberts. I know, not a lot of people know who Andre Roberts is, or not, people aren't huge fans of Andre Roberts, but this guy, he's a game changer. He's a kick returner, punt returner, and not only is he safe back there, not only can you rely on him, is he consistent, but he's explosive. Sheffy, we in here, let's go. Some of my sharers out there. You guys on Facebook, like this page, give this video a share. Let's get this Blindsided squad going. We're growing like crazy. Benama White. Not even going to be a contest Sunday. See, look at man. I'm not on that bandwagon. I'm not on the we roast the Giants bandwagon. Should we win? Absolutely. We're -2. We're -2 on the road in New York against the Giants on their home opener. That's massive. That's a massive spread for Vegas. But we cannot look past it. Eli Manning, we're going to dive into the stats. Eli Manning looked good last week. No ifs, ands, or buts. He looked good. So we can't look past this Giants team. It's a week-to-week league. How many times have we seen a team that has a good record that should come in and beat the shit out of Buffalo? Or they're at, it's their home opener. They're going to be crunk. They got embarrassed last week. They're going to be busting their ass, studying, working on everything that they fucked up with last week to make sure that they don't do it again. We can't look past the Giants, guys. Can't. And we're going to talk about this later on, but this is another good thing about Sean McDermott and the process and the structure that we have in place. McDermott is not the kind of coach that's going to let these guys look past the Giants. It's just not going to happen. The leadership, the Lorenzo Alexanders, the Josh Allens, these type of guys, these leaders, they've seen it all. Maybe not Josh Allen, but Lorenzo, Jordan Poyer, Frank Gore, these types of guys have seen it all. They know it's a week-to-week league, and this Bills team, I think it's going to be a lot like the Patriots. The Patriots, every fucking week's the Super Bowl for those motherfuckers, right? That's the kind of atmosphere we're bringing to the table now that Sean McDermott's running the show, and I don't think we're going to look past these guys. Even though Bills Mafia is, some of the Blindsided squad is, we can't do it. Get McKenzie as a punt returner, I agree. Micah Hyde's safe, he's going to make those catches, but he's not explosive, he's not going to make those plays, and that's what we need. We need big plays on special teams. It may not be necessary all the time, and safe is probably better than possible explosion. You know what I mean? Having a Micah Hyde who's going to catch everything compared to Isaiah McKenzie who might take a risk but might make a big play. It's that balance. Who do you want back there? But big special teams plays is momentum shifting. You could be down one, or it could be a tie game, or even you could be up a little bit, and one big special teams play can blow the game out of the water. So I'd rather see McKenzie back there than Micah Hyde as long as he's going to be smart. But really, at the end of the day, we want Roberts back. And the fact that he's out with a quad injury, again, it sucks. It sucks. When's Roberts going to be back? Not sure. The fact that he's missed both weeks now, it's not good. It's not good. We do have some good news on the injury front, but we're about to get into that. But the fact that Roberts is still out, not good. Bills Mafia, we're going to crush Eli into retirement. I'm hoping, man. The stats on Eli, when he's pressured, when he has pressure, statistically speaking, a quarterback hurry, a quarterback pressure, when he has that compared to when he has time and he has, more than a few seconds to get rid of the ball, his stats are crazy. Crazy. If he has time, his quarterback rating's over 100. Less, if he gets a hurry, less than 50%, or right around that 50%. So, I'm sorry, QBR is 50. Is it completion percentage or QBR? I believe it's QBR. So, regardless, it's a huge difference. We have got number one priority on defense is getting pressure on Eli Manning. If we can't get pressure, then it's not going to be good. Not going to be good. And look at their O-line last week against the Giants. They actually played pretty good, guys. They actually played pretty good. If you really break down this team, they have a lot of holes. We're going to get into it. There's a lot of holes on this Giants team, but they also have a lot of things going for them. Okay. Ross, New York has no receivers. Evans going to shut down Barkley. Let's hope so. You are 100% correct on the Giants receivers. Chris Lincoln, what's going on, man? I say start the game. Twerking bombs to Brown. That after they back off, run Singletary down their throat. I hear you there. Shivas, Giants defense does not have any pass rush. Maybe an average secondary. Eli's going to retire at halftime. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Man, if we can get that D going, it's going to be – it's all about the pass rush here, guys. This game, this theme, if we can get that pass rush going, look at – we're going to dive into this. The Giants secondary – the Giants wide receivers are – look at, they're struggling right now. Golden Tate's supposed to be their guy. He's suspended the first 4 weeks. Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard is their number one wide receiver. Concussion. Listed out this week. Their young rookie, their standout guy. Let me see. Hold on. I got him right here. I can't remember the kid's name. Corey Latimer. Corey Latimer, the wide receiver, young guy, supposed to, get some playing time here. He's questionable, which is, I heard he's on the verge of being out. Jim Diz, we in this. Let's go. Brett Harmon, Beasley is going to have a good game. We need it. We're going to need it. We're going to need 2 or 3 wide receivers to have plus 50, 60 yards. I think if we want to win this game. Chivas Giants defense. Oh, I'm sorry. Bills Mafia. What's Gucci G, man? Let's go, man. We in it. Derek Robinson, Ed Oliver should have a big game. Look at Ed Oliver. We want him to have a big game. But, again, guys, Giants O-line, not bad. They have a pretty good O-line. And Eli Manning he's Eli Manning, okay? Everybody's talking shit about this guy. I've been listening to other Bills shows. I read the comments. I see what's going on. I got a feel for what's going on in Bills Mafia. Everybody's looking past this game. Let's shit on the Giants. Let's fuck up Eli. Guys, he's still, last week, I'm going to bring it up. He looked good against the Cowboys. It was bad because their defense was so bad that the Cowboys were just air raiding all over the place, right? They threw for over 400 yards last week. So there wasn't much Eli could do to even play catch-up. But they still put up 17 points, and Eli went 30 of 44 for 306 and a touchdown with no picks. Right, and only sacked one time. Think about that. Sacked one time, threw for 300 yards and a touchdown with no picks. What's that tell you? His O-line held strong. The problem with the Giants is on the defense, not the offense right now. And we cannot forget about Saquon Barkley. So don't overlook this. I'm not anticipating a shit show on the Giants. I think it's going to be a good game. Maybe not. We'll talk about it. Brian Wilmot, what's going on, man? Eli does have a ring. Eli does have 2 rings. We lit. Let's go Buffalo Mafia. We in it, Young King. Let's go. Chris Lincoln, it's kind of scary that Bell got whatever he wanted first half. Hopefully they can stop Barkley. Buffalo D is better than Dallas. I agree, Ross. I do agree, but Dallas D is nothing to scoff at either. Dallas defense, they have DeMarcus Lawrence. They got Van Der Esch as a line. Their secondary isn't too bad. That's probably their weak spot. But, overall, they have pretty good pass rush and pretty good coverage coming from their linebackers. So I don't think it's anything close to what Buffalo has, but it's there. It's there. So let's not overlook it, guys. That's the message here. That's the message we got going on right now. Also, hey, questionable for the Bills. Not listed as out for the first week. Tyler Kroft. What do we got going on here? This is our tight end that we signed for a pretty decent contract. So the fact that Tyler Kroft has a shot at playing, that's huge news for us, guys. I'm sure he's feeling great. I'm sure his foot's good. I'm sure he's ready to roll. But they're going to get him. They're going to ease him in here because we have Dawson Knox. We have Tommy Sweeney. We have Lee Smith. So there's really no point in rushing him in right now, especially when our schedule is pretty team happy here. I mean, we have a pretty smooth start to our schedule with the Jets, Giants. Really, we couldn't ask for a better start here. Boy, Jets, Giants, same stadium, same everything. Two teams that are, the Jets are kind of on the up and up, or they're supposed to be on the up and up. Giants seem to be kind of taking a step back so that they can take a step forward. And their defense looks like shit. So, with that being said, it's a great start to our schedule this year. But they don't want to get Kroft in there too soon. And I really think he's going to come in next week. Get him in next week, have him play 30-40% of the snaps, and then hopefully he gets the offensive playbook, takes it all in, and we can unleash that motherfucker week 4 at home in Buffalo. G-Show's going to be there. Hopefully we're 3-0. New England Patriots coming into town, letting them know that the AFC, there's a new sheriff in town. I'm pumped about that. Okay, here we go. Shivas, Bell is a better running back than Barkley. I completely disagree, my man. I disagree. Chris, Patrick Ryan, I think Buffalo's D did a fantastic job keeping Bell contained. Yeah, Bell didn't have a too crazy of a game. They kept him pretty well contained, although he did have some good pickups, but 90, I think he had 92 all-purpose yards. That's not a great game for Le'Veon Bell. Bell is better than Barkley. Are you crazy? Bell hasn't played in a year. Chris Lincoln, no, you're right. Eli does. Okay, all right. So we're moving on. So back to what I said. Kroft's questionable. We got Andre Roberts, Taron Johnson out. That sucks. Now the Giants, Sterling Shepard out. Wide receiver Darius Slayton out. Tight end Garrett Dickerson out. He's a scrub anyways. We got to worry about Evan Ingram. And questionable is wide receiver Cody Latimer. This is bad for the Giants. They have no one at wide receiver. They have no one. They have 0 at wide receiver. So with our secondary being as nasty as it is and our defense in general, this is a really good thing. It's going to be Eli, Saquon Barkley, and Evan Ingram versus our defense. And do I love that? I do. Because we got Tremaine Edmonds locked in. Tremaine Edmonds and Matt Milano, both very fast, can both ball hawk, both pretty good in coverage, both really good at tracking down players. On Saquon Barkley, he's not the kind of guy where you can totally shut him down, right? He's the kind of guy where you can hope to limit him. And with our linebackers, I like it. And when you got Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde watching that tight end with not much going on elsewhere, I mean, man coverage, Tre'Davious and Levi Wallace or Kevin Johnson, whoever, Sarandon. I mean, I like all of our guys in the secondary against these, really they're down to their wide receivers that, most teams are probably not making the squad. The wide receivers that are going to be playing for the Giants this week probably don't make the Bills team. And you put that up against our secondary, it's a good matchup, guys. Load the box, easy W. Sheffy. As I'm sitting here shooting the shit with you guys, talking about how we cannot overlook the Giants. Sheffy goes, load the box, easy W. Chalk it up. Do you think we have a wild card team this year? Do I think we have a wild card team? Yeah, I do. Actually, you know what? Fuck that, Bryant. Fuck that. I think we have a shot to win the division. Patriots looked really good. Yes, they did. But I think they're going to take their lumps. They always take their lumps. What's AB going to do? I don't know. It's hard to shit on the Patriots. I shat on them all offseason, saying I think that Tom Brady was finally going to take that dip that we've been pulling for so long. And then they come out and look so good last week. Again, Pittsburgh kind of was shitty, though. They couldn't do anything offensively, and their defense hasn't been really a Pittsburgh defense for years now. So, I don't know. There's a lot left to be said. I think the Bills and the Patriots, maybe 3-0 when the Patriots come into town week 4, and I will be trashed from Thursday night until Monday morning. I will be a train wreck. I'm 100% going to be at the game. I'm hoping I can get some kind of hookup. Somebody get me some suite or some box tickets. Let's go. I'm not trying to spend $300 goddamn dollars for fucking nosebleed seats because if the Bills are 3-0 and the Patriots coming to town, tickets are going to be fucking madness because Buffalo is going to be ready to erupt. It's going to be chaos if the Bills start 3-0. But we're focused on the Giants. We're focused on the Giants. Chris Lincoln, Pats haven't played real D yet. Brown's going to get suspended. Gordon's going to show up stoned out of his gourd, and Brady's arm may fall off. He's like 73. Yeah. Chivas, we better have a better schedule than the Patriots. Yo, Chris Castellano, what's going on, man? What I missed? Not much. Just injury reports, really. And me saying thank you for all the positive feedback. Like I said it earlier. You guys are constantly fucking sending me messages and shit. The Blindsided Squad hitting me up saying, you're killing it, man. I appreciate what you're doing. I'm getting more likes on Facebook, and the YouTube is blowing up. I appreciate all you guys. Thanks for the positive comments. If you guys are on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. You guys on Facebook, make sure you like the page, share this video, comment, like. I'm sorry I have to say it. I was told I don't say it enough. So, let's move on. Injury report's good. Look at it. I had a thought this week about this game, right? So, Josh Allen last week, we're going to talk about last week just for 1 second here, and then we're going to move on to this week. CR, what is your Twitter handle? You need to post it on this page so we can just click that link. Yes. I forgot. I fucked that up. I'll post it on the comments. After I'm done here. You can see it. It's right up here. BSS_G show. Okay, so look at it. I'm super nervous about this year. I've been on the hype train all off season, talking about how I really think that this is that year. You know, how Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott have built this team to this point. This is the year that they've been building for. This is that year where you go to 10-6, 11-5, and let everybody fucking know that we're here. And I can get into all the details on why I think this is going to happen, but that's for another time. We're talking Bills Giants, but. Here, I think we're at a Y in the road right now, especially with the way we started this season. Okay, there were so many good things that happened last week. The way the ball was being moved on offense, the way Josh Allen looked, the way Singletary looked. There were so many great things going on. But with the flukes, I call them flukes, the mishaps, the Cole Beasley interception, the tip ball interception, the snap fumble, the safety, these types of things. So. With all that being said, okay, our season, we're at a Y right now. Our season can go one of two ways, starting this week, starting right now. We're either going to go down this road where those things continue to happen, right? Josh Allen shows that he may still be pretty inconsistent. He may still have issues, okay? He may be turnover prone on a regular basis. This week is huge because if he does that again, if he has a couple more picks and another fumble, we're going down that fucking road. It may not be as bumpy as you think, but as we want, but or as we don't want. I'm sorry, but I could see our season going that way, or we can turn that bitch around and show that those things were just flukes, which is what I looked at them as. I viewed them as flukes. I viewed them as unlucky. I thought we got out of the safety. I didn't think Gore got tackled in the end zone. Cole Beasley doesn't drop those passes, bounced off his thighs and bounced right into C.J. Mosley's hands. Completely unlucky. And Josh Allen's pick that he threw that got tipped, I mean, that's going to happen. That's kind of that unlucky shit. So if we could turn that around and he could come out here and throw for 250 yards, 300 yards, have a couple touchdowns, stay in the pocket, and do what we think Josh Allen has the potential to do, we're taking off on that other side of the Y. We're heading straight down that road. This game is going to be so nationally scrutinized. It's one of the biggest games for the Bills because it's not going to be another. And I'm sorry, guys, we're going to move on here really quick, but it's not another so game for the Bills. So we'll see what happens. Let's just play it out. It's going one of two ways. We're either going to be, because our defense is going to be nasty. The Giants don't have enough going on to overpower our defense. We know that. It's not the Patriots. It's not the Eagles. I could see the Eagles blowing up and, playing a little bit better against our offense or against our defense. The Giants do not have that, right? So it's all going to be about our offense. Does Josh Allen come into New Jersey? Fucking, that's right, New Jersey. The the only New York team, and Josh Allen, come into New Jersey, and does he throw a couple more picks, show that he's inaccurate, show that he's turnover prone, or does he fucking put on a show and let everyone know that Josh Allen should have been the number one pick last year and that the Bills are a new fucking franchise? It's going one of two ways. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's why this week it's going to be fucking chaos, and I'm going to be pacing down back and forth across my living room again. I do it every goddamn week, but this is a huge week for us. Huge. God damn it. Jim Diz, can't see it with the viewers number. Ah, shit. Sorry, it's BSS_G show. That's it. Brett Harmer, what's up with the giant douchebag from the Jets with the late hits on Allen? Yeah, it's Henry Anderson. He can kiss my ass. We will be fine when the run game is part of the game plan. Allen was actually consistent even for the flake turnovers. That's what I mean. That's why when I'm talking about this Y in the road, I really think we're not going down that path of turnovers, weak offense. Look at the way that Daboll's running this offense, the schemes, the formations that we've been running, the way Allen's audibling. He has total control over the offense. And the fact that Sean McDermott, who's so calculated, he's such a smart head coach, that he's okay with Allen running this offense, running the show, shows A, how much faith they have in him, and B, how smart he is. This is huge. And we moved the ball so well last week. You take away those flaky turnovers, the Bills looked amazing. Amazing. But the fact of the matter is that the national media, they don't see that shit. They don't watch the game. They see the fact that Allen had a 70 QBR. Okay, he threw 2 picks. Again, here goes Josh Allen and his turnovers, his fumbles, all that shit. And he gets shit on. Josh Allen he's the most highly scrutinized quarterback. One of the most highly scrutinized quarterbacks in the NFL right now. So this game, he comes out this game and puts on a show against this Giants secondary that's pretty weak. We're turning this bitch around. 2-0. Cincinnati, we're coming to home. Home opener. This game is massive. It has massive ramifications for this franchise, for this team, for the fan base, for fucking Blindsided Squad. We in it. Love your vibes. Thanks, Robert. I appreciate that, man. I love the fucking positive feedback. Anything you guys got, positive comments, I appreciate it endlessly. Costa, we are going to win by 20 points. Brett Harmon, I'm loving this. Thanks, Harmon. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Seriously. Shivas, let's try a more balanced approach. Don't throw the ball 20 times in a row. Hey, look at I loved that. I love the fact that we threw the ball 18 times in a row. You know why I loved it? Because it was working, Shivas. It was working. Cole Beasley doesn't pick that off or drop that. We don't get the tip pass. We don't get the fumble. Those shitty turnovers. Ah, God, I wish they were bad throws. No, I don't, because it would have negative ramifications. But the fact that they were all kind of flaky and we were moving the ball so well besides that, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I love the fact that they said, this is our guy right here, Josh Allen. This is our guy. He's running the show. Let's throw the ball down their throat. I think that they're going to have somewhat of a similar game plan against this Giants. The Giants secondary ain't good. We're going to get into who they have for personnel, how they looked on defense last week. Obviously not very good against Dallas. We're going to get into it. But I see a similar game plan. Obviously, they're going to run the ball more. I think Singletary is going to get more involved. And Frank Gore should have a better game. But with that being said, I think it's going to be a similar game plan. Ross, Josh is going to have his first 300-yard game this week. I tend to agree. Jack Patrick, hey, G Show. Aloha, bro. What's up, man? I'm going to guess that means you're from Hawaii. I think you've said that before. Shut down Saquon. You shut down New York. Our defense is too tough. I agree. If Saquon doesn't have a good game, I do not see the Giants winning this one. First week is always rough. We won, and now they should come together a little bit easier. Yeah, absolutely. I don't catch you live very much. I live in Alaska, but been with you from the beginning. Samuel Harris, my man. I see you commenting, man. I appreciate that. I love that shit. War Code. Should be nice to see how they game plan for a team that actually has the same coaching staff as the previous year. Yeah, that's a really good point. Even though the Bills know Adam Gase, they have a pretty good feel for Greg Williams. It'll be interesting to see how they game plan, because Giants their offense has changed a little bit because they got somebody like Golden Tate. I think that they kind of transformed their offense to fit a guy like Golden Tate. With that being said, it hasn't changed too much. I mean, look at they run a lot of plays through Saquon Barkley. They run a lot of short intermediate stuff because Eli doesn't have a powerful arm. So those two things right there, I like that. I like that against our defense. Tremaine Evans and Matt Barkley. Matt Milano are very, very fast. They're going to be able to track down Saquon Barkley. But, like I said, guys, you can only contain him. You can't not totally shut him down. Young King, defense in Buffalo division causes for Buffalo to run and throw heavy. Didn't Eli throw 18 interceptions one year? Ed Oliver is going to do big things this week, Robert. I think so, too. I'm really hoping Ed Oliver can get a sack this week. Let's see Oliver get on the board. But, guys, again, Eli was only sacked once last week. Their old line is not fucking around. Daniel McCoy, go Bills. Giants defense isn't half of the Jets D. We are going to kill it. I love the optimism. Can't be conceited, though. Hey, look, I was watching, doing some Bills research today. Came across Phil Simms. We all know Phil Simms. Super Bowl MVP, stud of an NFL player, NFL analyst, watches a lot of tape, knows the game really well, right? He had a lot of things to say about the Bills and mostly the Bills defense. I'm going to show you guys that right now. Let's dive into this thing here.
Thing that disappointed me in the Jet game,
I
thought Sam Darnold was not sharp.
Right.
And I understand it. It's the first game of the year, and you're playing a team that's just all over the place on the defensive side of the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
They're fast, aggressive, smart.
Yes.
Don't make many mistakes, if any. And, man, I've just never watched a defense where everybody has a high motor when the game is being played.
Yeah, agreed. Go ahead. What do you want to say?
I had written down from your notes, Chris,
Right.
about that game. This plays off what your dad said. Well,
Yeah.
game plan specific simplicity to
Right.
go along with those other traits.
They're a very talented defense. They're the perfectly built modern day defense. Okay, just as far as their defensive line. They got guys that can kind of do everything. They got a guy like Trent Murphy, who's a good pass rusher, but he's also great against the run. They got Ed Oliver in the middle, who's a good pass rusher for a defensive tackle, but also good against the run. Then the other side, it's Jerry Hughes. He's the same way. And then you got two linebackers in Milano and Edmonds, who are a phenomenal, fly around the field, awesome in the run game. And the pass game, they're every bit as damn good as well because they're so athletic.
And they got that other anchor inside, Star
Lotulelei, right?
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Yeah, I know.
They're 8 deep on the D line, and that's another thing that's impressive about them.
Listen,
Yeah.
they're the team. When you're the opposing quarterback, you go, okay, let's be tough. Not going to have great numbers. Going to have to live with it. Don't think it's like Josh McDaniel said in the documentary during the Super Bowl against the Rams. He goes, well, there's some days you got to realize you're just not going to score 30.
Right.
And so let's just try to win the game.
Yeah.
But I thought Sam Darnold, a lot of blitzing by the Bills in a way, under pressure, just never set his feet to really throw the ball.
No.
And, of course, I made a big thing on CBS before. Hey, his feet, he can be one way and make the throw the other way. But this was different. He was really off balance.
Yep.
And never could leverage the football, so he couldn't even put any speed on the football to get it where he wanted it to go.
Okay, so this is huge for us. This is huge. Phil Simms dropping these tidbits of knowledge here is awesome. Okay, not only is he a guy that knows his shit, but he's been around the block. He watches a ton of film. The fact, a couple key things for me, what I saw here, the fact that he said, look, this guy's been around for a long time, and he said, quote, I'm going to quote him, I have never seen a defense where every single player on the defense was high motor. What does that tell you? We should be so excited about. We know our defense is disgusting, but the fact that a guy like Phil Simms is watching our tape and on every single play, all 11 of our defensive starters is busting their ass, that is ginormous for us. That's ginormous for us. Our defense is disgusting. We know this. Another thing, Chris Simms, a guy that has done plenty of research on the Bills and Josh Allen, but of our team in general. He was talking about our D-line, how good our D-line is, and how good Matt Milano and Tremaine Edmonds is. He didn't even mention Tre'Davious, Micah, Jordan Poyer, our secondary. Probably the best part about our team is our secondary. Didn't even mention them. our defense is going to shit on these Giants. I told myself I'm not going to hop on this bandwagon where we just overlook the Giants and say we're going to kill them. It's hard, though, man. It's hard. When you look at the fact that our defense gave up 8 points to this Adam Gase guru, quarterback guru, Sam Darnold with Le'Veon Bell, Robbie Anderson, with Crowder. They're supposed to have these weapons. You know, the fact that we gave up 8 points, and the only reason they really got into that good a field position is because of a turnover. I mean, look at we lost in that Jets game. We lost the field position game the entire game because of the turnovers. They were constantly starting on the 30, 40-yard line where we were constantly starting inside the 15, 20 because of those punts. So our defense is going to be nasty. We know that. But the problem is our defense is getting all the praise and our offense is getting none. We know this, though. This is the standard, but this is how it goes. Warco, as much as our defense was all over Darnold, I'm glad no one caught mono. That's a good point. Trey White is a ghost in a good way. Yeah, they didn't even throw. They didn't even throw at Tre'Davious last week. If you watch that game over again, I think that he may have had one target, I believe. Shivas, I don't think White was targeted. No, I don't think so either. We also get help with some key penalties on the Jets. Yeah, that was huge too. And that's a thing that the Giants are going to have trouble with too. Look at these guys are young, they're inexperienced, especially these wide receivers, and they have a guy or two on the O-line that's pretty young, and their defense, we'll get into it. But the fact of the matter is our defense is getting all the praise. Bills' offense getting none, right? So a little bit of bulletin board material came this week, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard it already, but Pat Shurmur, they asked about Josh Allen. They asked what they thought about him. He said, yeah, well, you know, I'm paraphrasing here. I don't have the exact quote. But what Shurmur said was, and this is a guy, mind you, Pat Shurmur's a guy that passed on Josh Allen and took a running back when they were in clear need of a quarterback. I mean, you couldn't have been more clear. Eli was looking terrible 2 years ago when it was that quarterback-heavy draft. Everybody knew that the Giants needed to go quarterback ASAP. And they passed on Darnold. They passed on Josh Allen. They asked Pat Shurmur about Josh Allen. I should have pulled up the audio. I apologize, guys. But paraphrasing, he pretty much said that, yeah, you know, we thought Josh was a strong-armed guy, had a chance to be a starter in the NFL. And it was pretty nonchalant. He pretty much said that Josh Allen's ceiling was not very high. He has a chance to be a starter in the NFL. That's what he said. This is also a guy that drafted Daniel Jones, 7th overall. Or was that 6th overall? I believe it was actually 6th overall. And then one of the reporters kind of reiterated, kind of asked him again. And he pretty much acknowledged the question and said, yeah, we thought he had a chance to be a starter in the NFL. So, with that being said, according to Bills beat reporters who were in the building and saw, it's on the TVs all over One Bills Drive. All over the place. And I don't think Sean McDermott wanted any of the media or anyone else other than the players on the team to see that. But the fact of the matter is, Sean McDermott is using that as bulletin board material. Pat Shurmur pretty much talking shit about Josh Allen. I find that to be extremely fascinating. And it goes towards what needs to happen this week. And what needs to happen this week, at the end of the day, I think Allen has to take another jump. He's taken a lot of jumps the last 8 games. This week has to be one of his bigger jumps. I think he's got to, again, throw over 60% completion. And I think he's got to have a couple touchdowns. And I think he's got to shut Pat Shurmur the fuck up. That's what I think he's going to do. That's what I think he should do, what we need him to do, and I think that's what he's going to do. That the Giants secondary is struggling. Speaking of O-line, what about Ford over Ty? Guys, you know, Ford looked pretty good. Oh, boy, my phone's blowing up here. I apologize. Ford had some good plays, but so did Ty and Secchi. They split him last week, and I believe that's what's going to happen again. I don't think anybody's standing out there. I think it's a battle. I think they want Cody Ford to win the battle. But at the end of the day, the Bills were more successful when Ty and Secchi was on the field. And I think that they're going to continue to have Ford play in games, get the experience, because I think that they are confident that he can grow into that spot. But I think they love Ty and Secchi and what he brings to the table. and I think that battle is going to keep going. Brett Harmon, keep the penalties down. That's a key, absolutely. Less penalties, slow down on offense. Let's fucking go Buffalo. Corey Teed in this bitch. As always, love it. Love it. I love you guys that have that sharer icon above you. That means you're sharing the videos on Facebook. I love that shit. Hey, look at guys. On the lower side, a lot of these stats and stuff that I get, guys, check out this dude, Joe Marino. Okay, on Twitter at Joe Marino or Locked On Bills. Twitter at Locked On Bills. He's a stud. He talks a lot Bills. Talks a lot about the Bills, and it's all stat based. It's all fact based. You know, he breaks down matchups. He does a really, really good job. So if you guys want more Bills content, go check him out. Joe Marino, Locked On Bills. He drops some really good nuggets of knowledge. So check him out, guys. But the Bills, they had 7 penalties last week, completely average. The high side of penalties in the NFL is 9 for the average per week. Low side is about 5. So the fact that the Bills had 7, right about average. So, yeah, we want to see it around 5 on a weekly basis. Penalties are unfortunately going to happen, but I'm okay with 7. Between 5 and 7, that's a money number for us. So let's not overemphasize on these penalties. Josh Shermer wishes he had Josh Allen right now. Yes, I bet he does. And I bet after this game, he wants him even more. I guarantee you that. But Shermer passed on him. Shermer passed on Donald. He can't say that shit. He can't say, yeah, well, Josh looks like he's going to be a really great quarterback in the NFL. He's got a really high ceiling, a really powerful arm. He can move the pocket, and his accuracy is really improving. Look at Greg Cosell was on One Bills Drive today with Murphy and Tasker, and he went on ranting and raving. He's another guy. He's a senior producer for NFL Films. He's a guy that has watched a shit ton of NFL film, and he raves about Josh Allen. The fact that Greg Cosell is raving about Josh Allen and how much he has improved on his accuracy and his timing throws, that is so big for Josh Allen. This is where he dropped off. This was one of his deficiencies, and it's something that we needed him to improve on, and that is exactly what he did. Exactly what he's doing. And exactly what he did last week. And again, Greg Cosell calling him out on that, saying it looks a lot better. And he even said himself, those turnovers were kind of flaky. You know, they weren't really Allen's fault. You know, obviously you can't have the sack fumble, and the tip ball is going to happen for the pick. But these guys have a lot of, these analysts, the Chris Sims, the Phil Sims, the Greg Cosells, these guys that are watching the film and are actually analyzing the Bills and Josh Allen, they have a lot of good things to say about him. The guys that don't are the guys that are clickbait guys. ESPN, they got to throw shit out there. They don't really know the team. They don't really know Josh Allen. And we've heard it before, and we'll continue to hear it. These guys that had these judgments on Allen before the draft, saying you can't draft him, blah, 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 blah. He's going to have this issue, and this issue. You know, they don't want to tell themselves they're wrong. They don't want to admit that maybe Allen's got that juice. Maybe he does have some superstar talent or some superstar potential in the NFL. And look at another thing with Joe Marino. I was sitting with him when I was down in Carolinas watching Bills versus Panthers training camps. Yeah, your boy, you new guys to Blindsided Squad. Your boy flew down to Carolinas for the joint practices and the preseason game between the Bills and the Panthers. I was standing next to Joe Marino and one of the guys from Cover One. Cover One's another great source of Bills content, guys. If you want to dive into some formations and some, different aspects of the game. I was shooting the shit with those guys a little bit, and they're draft nerds. These guys, they go in on draft time. Who's drafting who? They know all about the college players. I'm not really big into college football, but they said the reason the Browns wanted Baker over Allen, and I've said this before, is because if you look at Allen's snap count against quality teams, against Baker's playing at Oklahoma compared to playing at Wyoming, they put Baker ahead of Allen by 10,000 snaps for meaningful snaps. meaningful reps, meaningful snaps, which means that he's this far ahead of Baker. They didn't necessarily, or I'm sorry, that Baker was this far ahead of Josh Allen. They didn't take Baker necessarily because he's going to be better than Josh Allen. He has a higher ceiling than Josh Allen. It's because he was more NFL ready to go than Josh Allen. And look at that, really proved to be correct. That really proved to be right. Well, especially when you look at how Josh Allen grew. Baker right off the bat was up here, and the last 8 games, starting from Week 10 last year, Allen just keeps, and hopefully he's going to surpass him. We know Allen has a high ceiling. He just needed to put things together, and he's making that jump. Another thing, side note, one of the guys there heard a little story about Josh Allen at one of the quarterback camps. And they said, out of all the quarterbacks, Darnold was there, Baker was there, Josh Allen was there. There was a bunch of, Rosen was there. The top dogs were all there. I believe this is high school, senior year going into college. They're all their freshman year at college. And a bunch of biddies there, a bunch of chicks, right? These are the top quarterbacks in the country. It's a bunch of thirsty whores. We know they're out there. Sorry, guys. Hey, Buff. What's up, baby? Awkward timing for my 4-year-old son to walk in. What's up, baby? What's up?
Did you know that it's past bedtime?
Yes, I do. Hey, I gotta finish this up, so I'll be with you in a couple minutes, okay, honey?
No, we're in my room and watching a movie.
Okay, I'll be right there, okay?
We're watching you know what we're watching.
I can't talk about it right now. I'm gonna come watch a movie with you in a little bit, okay? Okay, love you. Love you. Can you close the door, please?
Sure.
Thanks, baby. We'll do it live. All right, thanks, baby. I love you. Close the door, please. Okay. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Back to the horse. Bunch of horse at the games, or at the QB Academy, and they said Josh Allen had his pick of the litter. Not Baker, not Darnold. One of the guys said he was there, and Allen left the camp with the hottest chick there. I thought that was an awesome fucking story. Sorry. It's a little bit of a side story, but at the end of the day, Allen's got the highest ceiling. Baker's fucking falling off. He's leveled right off, and I really think Allen's going to keep shooting up. I can't remember exactly what my point was, but fuck the Browns, fuck Baker Mayfield, and fuck Pat Shurmur. Hate when the boss comes in. Yeah, dude. It's not the wife, it's the 4-year-old. And I got 4 kids, and they can all come in at any random time. We'll do it live. They signed that kid from Duke. That's trash. Jimmy, haha, awesome. Yeah, I think it was the Man in QB camp workout. Right on time for the thirsty whores. Comment, yeah. Hey, whoops. Love those thirsty whores, Josh. Me too, man. Me too. All over me. Look at Blindsided Squad. Let them know. Okay, when I go to the Bills game, I'm looking for some thirsty Blindsided Squad horse. I think my wife. No, never mind. I'm good. Yeah, looking for horse. Let them know. I'm here, baby. Oh, boy. Allen was no recruit high out of high school. Maybe it wasn't. It might have been freshman year. It was. But I think he went to the camps, Shivas. I think Allen was going to the camps. So, regardless, that's a story I heard from those guys, and those guys really, really know their shit. So, I believe it. I believe every second of it. This is why I love your show. Yeah, thanks, David. It's an absolute shit show, and that's why I like going live, man. It's an absolute shit show, but we roll with the punches. And we can talk about whores and the Blindsided Squad. Look at. G-Show's looking at... No, never mind. I'm not even going to say it. Okay. All right, let's dive in here. Let's talk a little bit about this offense. I know we already have tonight quite a bit, but at the end of the day, we all know this. Everybody knows this. Everybody that's watching here, I appreciate you guys hanging out. YouTube, hit the subscribe. You guys on Facebook, share, like the page, do all that shit. I got to say it. But look at the end of the day, this is the Eli Manning, Saquon Barkley, Evan Ingram show. That's it. These wide receivers are shot. Sterling Shepard's out. Golden Tate's out. Their young gun's probably going to be out. It's not looking good for the Giants. Josh Murillo, the best Bill show on the web. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Facebook, we're growing. Every day we're growing on Facebook. I love it. YouTube, I'm slacking a little bit. I'm not going to be happy on YouTube until I have 1,000 subscribers. I'm not going to be. I just can't. I can't be happy until we have 1,000. And I'm stuck a little over 300. It hurts my heart. It hurts my goddamn heart. War code, bunch of Giants players calling in sick for Sunday. And I don't want to be anywhere around it. That Giants offense is not going to be interested in what's going on with this Bills defense. I love the fact that Chris Sims was like, look at, or what was it, Phil? I can't remember. One of the guys, whoever it was like, look at, we know we're not going to have good numbers for this game. Let's just grind it out, and hopefully we get to figure out a way to get the win. I don't see it being possible. I think our offense, I'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about this offense. Look at, they're going to go through Barkley. Barkley's going to get 30 touches, between 25 and over, maybe 35 touches between the pass game and the run game. I've listened to a lot of Giants analysts, and everyone is pessimistic. Everyone's pissed. The first analyst will be saying that they don't give Barkley the ball enough, and then the next person will be saying that they don't throw the ball down the field enough. So it's chaos with the Giants right now. Their defense looked like shit. Their offense looked good enough. They looked okay, but at the end of the day, we have to stop Saquon. We're not going to be able to stop him. We have to contain him, and we can't let Evan Ingram tear us apart. And the reasons I like the fact that this is all that they have really is because we have Matt Milano and Tremaine Edmonds that can track Saquon really, really well. Probably a couple of the fastest linebackers as a pair in the NFL. And with Lorenzo's experience and his fundamentals, those three guys, I'm really confident that Saquon can be limited. He's not gonna have over 150 yards passing and running. We need him to be right around 100 or less. I think if he's around, if we can hold Saquon to under 110 yards rushing and passing and receiving, I think we have a really, really good shot at winning this game. And Evan Ingram, he had a really, really good week last week. So that's pretty much it. If we can control Evan Ingram and Saquon Barkley, we're going to have a really, really good day. And, I mean, you can be having the Chiefs up here, and I have confidence in our Bills defense. Shivas, Barkley only got 11 touches last game against the Cowboys. Josh Merlo, is Dallas defense really that good? I don't think so. I think Dallas's defense is pretty good. Top 15, probably top 15. Nothing too crazy, but I think they're a pretty good defense. They weren't able to get after Eli, so that's going to be a big thing, and we're going to see it right in the first quarter. We're going to see if Trent Murphy, Jerry Hughes, Shaq Lawson, Ed Oliver, if these guys are getting pressure on the quarterback, ginormous. But if Eli's getting 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds to throw the ball and we're unable to get to him early and often, it's going to be a close game. That's what it's all going to be about. How much pressure can we get on Eli Manning? Can we contain Saquon Barkley? And can we get some turnovers? With these wide receivers, they're not going to... These guys are young. They're inexperienced. It's going to be a shit show. They're going to run some bad routes. Eli's going to have some missed throws because these guys aren't going to know exactly what the fuck they're doing. We should be able to have a couple turnovers. We really should. We need to win the turnover battle. Warco, D-line has to be licking their chops with Eli Cement Shoes Manning in there. I'm thinking so. If you're Ed Oliver, Trent Murphy, Jerry Hughes, these guys on our D-line, Daryl Johnson even. Look, if you're these guys, you're getting pumped up for this game. Hey, another interesting thing to note with our D-line, they were rotating a lot, right? Jerry Hughes, it was the starting four for our D-line was Jerry Hughes, Star Latulele, Ed Oliver, and Trent Murphy, right? And Shaq Lawson, when he was coming in, he was playing really well as well. But when it was Harry Phillips and Jordan Phillips, when it was the two Phillips brothers, and the productivity slowed down a little bit. So what they did was they were having Jerry Hughes, Ed Oliver, and then they brought in Harry Phillips next to Ed Oliver with Trent Murphy on the outside, and they were playing really, really well. So they kind of subbed in. They subbed in Harry Phillips for Star Latulele, and then they had Star Latulele playing with the second team, and he's a fundamental guy. He's the intangibles. He doesn't rack up the stat sheet. We know that. But both teams were playing a lot better. So look for Harry Phillips to be out there with the ones this week more often than not. And I think Star's going to be playing with those guys that get rotated in because I think Star brings up the play level of those twos. And Daryl Johnson didn't really play that well. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Lawson looked good against the Jets. Yeah, he had that big sack where he swatted Sam Darnold's foot. He looked good. And, okay. When it comes to the Giants' defense, obviously it's a shit show. This is Ogletree. Ogletree's inside linebacker, one of the better players on the Giants, team captain, blah, 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 blah. We know Ogletree. He's pretty good. He has some explosive plays. He's able to wind up and make some things happen here and there, but he's inconsistent. He's not super fundamentally sound. He's a leader of a defense that really struggles. They're 32nd last place for pass defense. We all know that. Everybody saw Dak Prescott, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper absolutely shred these guys on D, but they were 12th against the rush. They held Zeke and the Cowboys to, I think, 89 yards rushing. So there are some holes there to find, and we're really hoping that, obviously, I've heard everybody say it, and I agree. We want to see Singletary and Frank Gore have a better game. We want to see Singletary get more touches. We're hoping that we can run the ball better than 89 total rush yards. And with Josh Allen, and after Singletary blew up last week, I think that they're going to surpass that. But I think where the Bills are going to have the most success on Sunday is the pass game. It's undeniable. It's obvious. Their secondary is very, very weak. They don't have a lot going on there. They have Janoris Jenkins, who's, he's a vet, but he's no Trey White. He's no Trey White. These guys are young. They don't have the communication skills that the Bills have. I mean, there's going to be a lot of holes in that defense. And with John Brown, Cole Beasley, Zay Jones, possibly Tyler Kroft, I mean, there's going to be some holes. And Josh Allen needs to find them. He needs to find them. Barkley has a lot of pressure on him. Buffalo knows if they can stop him, the Giants have to go through the air with the second-string receivers. These aren't second-string receivers, Josh. These are fifth, sixth, seventh-string receivers. They're Golden Tate, the Sterling Shepherds, the Corey Colemans. Corey Coleman was going to be one of their starters. What's that tell you? Corey Coleman is a second or third-string wide receiver, and he was going to start for them. Golden Tate's on the back end of his career. Sterling Shepard's good, but he's kind of like Zay Jones. If Zay Jones was in New York, he'd probably be starting over him. So we're talking. This is deep on their depth chart. Deep. Jonah, what's going on, man? A little late. We're wrapping up here. War code. First string is suspended and second string is injured. Yeah, that's right. It's a shit show in Giants land. And what we need to do, what Josh Allen needs to do, is shred him up. I really think. Yeah, like I said, we want to get the run game going, but the biggest part of this is Josh Allen needs to find the holes, and I think he's going to. I think he's going to have over 300 yards, and at the end of the day, I'm going to make my pick here. And I've been saying all along, we can't overlook the Giants. I think the Giants are going to be better offensively than the Jets. I really, really do think that way. Eli Manning is a stud at quarterback. He's not a stud. He's not an all-star. He's not a Pro Bowler anymore. But at the end of the day, he's won 2 Super Bowls. He's got 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He's seen everything. And, boy, I'm going to say, as long as we can avoid the fluky fucking bullshit turnovers, I'm going to say Bills 28, Bills 30. I'm going to say Bills 30, Giants 13. Fuck them. I really think that we should have a big game here, guys. And stay tuned. Stay tuned. Joseph, what's going on, man? G-Show, you are the man. Keep me laughing all the way through all your streams. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. It's absolutely ginormous. Better late than never. Yeah, well, it's fucking never. Okay, guys. Bills 30, Giants 13. Again, Eli's going to look pretty good, I think. We got to get the pressure. If we're getting pressure on Eli, we're going to get that big win. Josh Allen, prove Pat Shurmur wrong. Pat Shurmur talking shit. It's all over the TV. Sean McDermott's using it as bulletin board material. Allen's got a lot of pressure on him to go in there and shit on the fucking Giants and prove that Pat Shurmur's an asshole. And that's what we got going on here, guys. The next show is probably going to be post-game. So stay tuned. You guys on Facebook, like, comment, share. You guys on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We're lit. Let's go. We at it right now. I love you guys. Forever and always. Blindsided Squad, way out.
Pizza.
And look at him go! He could go all the way! Touchdown! 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 The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Go, 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 go. The Bills make me wanna.